right. Good morning, everybody. We are checking out. We're getting on here. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'll give it just a moment for the doors to get open. This is our new series. I'm so excited to see everybody. I see so many names I know. That always gets me excited. It is the first day of March. And it's going to be 60 degrees out today. And I'm
excited for spring.
I'm really excited about that. I'm actually, I didn't wear a heavy coat today. I got out my trench coat, so I was really excited. Anyways, well, we will go ahead and get started. This is the beginning of a brand new series. My name is Candace Wick. If I haven't met you, this is Village Chat. And it is Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. We are at Westminster Village. And this is our weekly program just to talk about different things. We have different series, different topics. But this particular series that we're starting today is all about the dimensions of wellness and what that entails and how that is implemented here at Westminster Village. Our expert here, Jill, is our guest today. She's going to help kick off this series and share with us, kind of the details of that and what it means. She was sharing with me something interesting, that this is not like an original concept. This is actually something that started years ago, and it's just something that Westminster embraces.
Yeah.
And how we use it. So before we get started, we have something fun. So Jill, every series that we do, there is a drawing. So every time someone attends Village Chat, their name goes into this jar. So this is from the last series we just did that ended last week. And somebody is going to win a $50 gift card to Wright's Floral Shop. So that's always exciting because, it's spring and you should have flowers.
Yes.
I actually thought about trying to stop at the shop today and get flowers for our table. And then I was like, I don't know if there's going to be anything good yet, but next week you might see flowers on our table. Okay. You want to do the honors? Stick your hand in there. Pull out a name. Okay. Let's see who's the winner this time. Norman and Kay Long. Oh, that's exciting. Let's see if they're on here today. I don't see them, but I'll be so excited to reach out to them. I know that they registered for this one. So, all right, that's exciting. All right, so we do have, this is kind of a really robust topic. There's a lot to it. And so we kind of want to jump right in. So Jill, let's start with you. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us like what you do here at the village, how long you've been here, all that good stuff.
My name is Jill Hunt, and I have been lucky enough to be here at the village. It will be 10 years in July. I have been here 9 years part-time. So my background is in education, and I spent 6 years as a family and consumer sciences teacher, grades 6 through 12. And then I went on to be a high school counselor for 9 years. And I had always worked here part-time as a concierge. And the Westminster was starting to develop this position. And I was ready to move on to my next career choice. And so the timing worked out well. And I took on this health and wellness navigator in July full-time. So it is a relatively new position to Westminster Village. And most LCS communities are just starting to roll this position in. As we have grown in size, it has been very helpful. We have a lot of residents and we have amazing people that have been doing good work, but just another point person to help with everything going on.
So you work out of the wellness clinic with Jeanette.
Yes.
Jeanette Wing is our full-time wellness nurse. And so you work alongside her.
Yes.
And just really help people navigate wellness.
Yes. So my role is many hats. A lot of the things I do work side by side with Jeanette, but my ultimate goal is to help our independent living residents live independently longer. And that can come in many different ways. As maybe a resident, it has a surgery we would work with the family and the resident to make sure they transition to whatever level of care they need and they're getting the services that they need. I also do an education component and host different programs to help keep them educated, and that, touches on some of our dimensions of wellness, keep getting guest speakers in to keep our brains learning something new every day. Just kind of being a problem solver.
You're always busy.
Yes.
And so when I was looking into this, so what led up to this, and I'll share with you guys, you're kind of the first to hear it outside of our office, is that we are planning an 8 Dimensions of Wellness event, kind of part education, part fair. And it is coming up at the end of March. So it'll be a 2-hour, just kind of real hands-on learning, interactive event, and with a lot of fun swag and takeaways. So we're really excited to be able to invite all of you to that. And I thought that, what'd be great is if leading up to that event this month, we take the chats and we kind of talk about what are these 8 dimensions of wellness and how do those play out here at the village. Well, in getting into all of this, I learned that Jill is not only our health and wellness navigator, she's actually been trained to be an expert in the 8 dimensions of wellness. I didn't know that. And I thought, oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
I love that we invest
so
much resource
yes.
into training, and so that we can just do a better job of serving our residents. One of the interesting things that I thought you shared with me was how each and every activity, committee, department, all of the parts of the village actually are broken down and can be related to a dimension.
Yes. So one of the things we do here is keep a community profile, and it is an ever-changing document that lists every activity we offer here. And then we use our dimensions to rate which the primary dimension, the secondary, and up to the 3rd dimension that it reaches. And most activities go way beyond that, reaching dimensions, but we just focus on those 3. And then we let Excel do its fun things to give us some graphs about where we are best serving our residents and what areas we may need to tweak or add some activities. So it's nice that we can see where we're excelling at and keep that up, and then which areas that we need to maybe add a few activities.
I love that. So let's kind of jump right in. You kind of shared your role. Can you tell us, so what are these 8 dimensions of wellness?
So it, like you stated before, it's not exactly a new concept. Back in the 70s, it was something that was created, and they started with 6 dimensions, and then they developed into 7, and by the early 90s, they got to the 8. And I remember in undergrad, just because of my family and consumer sciences background, learning about these. But the whole point of the dimension is there's not one thing that makes us well. There are many things in life that give us a well-rounded well-being. And so it's not just if you exercise, you're going to be well. You need to exercise, you need to have mental clarity, you need to have spiritual well-being to make everything go together. So the 8 that we focus on are, the first one would be emotional. Our mental well-being, mental health is a big thing in the news right now, something that we focus on, especially as we age and we are losing friends and family. That's a big thing we need to focus on here. And the second one would be environmental. At Westminster, this is the one we're focusing on right now. We have community gardens and a lot of things that residents can get outside and do. And the great, reusable cups.
we're just trying to focus
We're-
on not just that, but like
Yes.
also the eco responsibility.
It's healthy environment personally, ecologically. And it's not just for our residents. This also serves for our employees, because if you don't have happy, well employees, they can't serve our residents. So we do have a safety committee who does an amazing job. We just had a meeting that talked about how many fewer workplace accidents we had
Mhm.
this year, just with
We
some,
really went down.
just with
We
some
really did.
things they put into place. So
Yeah.
I feel like they're doing a great job with implementing, some of the wellness ideas
Yeah.
there. The next one would be health services. And while most of our residents still drive and go out to their own doctors, we have some that have given up their driving. And so we bring health services to our residents. We have a podiatrist here to cut your nails, eye doctor, dentist. We have a doctor that sees people. We offer a flu clinic, or flu shot clinic, I should
And
clarify.
Well, and like with the pandemic, we did the vaccine clinics here and yeah.
Correct. And one great thing with keeping our profile the way it is, and with my ability to be out with residents every day and seeing what their needs are. When I started this job, one thing that I have realized is that we have a lot of residents looking for mental health services. And so I have been researching, trying to get a mental health provider in here, so that our residents don't have to go out, especially in the winter time. And so we are getting closer on that. That's brand new information, but we are getting closer to be able to offer that service to our residents, which I'm very excited about, to have some talk therapy options here for
Yeah.
residents that would like to take advantage of it.
That would be wonderful.
And that's will be covered by their Medicare. So
even better.
yes.
I love that you think about all the parts.
Yes. Then our next one would be intellectual, and we have,
That's very robust. here.
yes, we have amazing residents that know, I just enjoy talking to them and learning about their
Oh my gosh,
careers.
it's probably one of my favorite things.
Yes,
It's like I get to go to secondary school or third school. you know?
yes.
I'm already past secondary school, but yeah, it's wow.
So we've done
It's
a lot
phenomenal.
of, I host a well-informed program where I have a different community member in every month to talk about a different healthcare topic. So we
You
had,
had the kinesiology professor.
Yes.
That looked fascinating.
yes, he talked about new research they're doing to help with pulmonary or peripheral artery disease. And we have coming up a chiropractor. We have a professor that will be here later in the spring that will be talking about Parkinson's and his research in the Midwest. So I think that will be very relevant to our
Yeah.
community.
We also have resident groups
Yes,
that meet and organize themselves. I know there's like a finance discussion group, book talk groups. I just think it's really fascinating in that way.
yeah,
You know,
and that also falls in when they overlap to the vocational one. When, even if we retire, we still need a sense of purpose.
right.
And so someone who may had a career in finance may lead a financial group to help others. And we have people that, host the hospitality committee or work in our wood shop to fulfill, the vocational.
Well, and it's not something that I really enjoy is that each of those have a purpose. Yes, they're enjoyable. And sometimes you just love to go work with wood or create art or whatever it is. But so many times at Westminster, something I appreciate is that in the wood shop, they're oftentimes making for others, or they're making for the foundation to, for the bazaar, which then raises money for the foundation, which then supports if residents ever were to run out of funds, or the continued beautification of the village. And I just love that there's this, you're not stopping. You're still having this sense of purpose in what you're doing. And I just think that's very meaningful.
Yes, yes.
So we covered
Emotional,
mhm,
environmental,
mhm,
health services, intellectual,
and then we kind of talked about vocational.
Physical. We have more physical
Oh, yeah.
activities than anyone could. You couldn't do them all. And our Live Well facility is just so amazing to take care of the classes that we offer. And the manager down there is so open to trying new things
Yeah.
based on resident
feedback.
And we also, the kind of goes into a intellectual, social, physical combination is we do outings. In the fall, we took a group of residents to the Aviators Stadium, and they got to walk around the whole stadium and learn about how Lowbury did, the stadium and the history, and see a lot of them hadn't been down since they had refurbished it, and it was just a great experience.
I know there was a group too that went over to the IMA to the
the Van Gogh.
to the Van Gogh exhibit, which I haven't been to yet, and I still have to get to it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a never ending.
Yes.
Yeah, you could really, in fact, this is kind of a funny little side story, but I have two funny side stories. So I had a gal who, they were here visiting and they're looking to move to the village. And she was telling me that a friend of hers was initially very overwhelmed. She was an older woman moving in, didn't quite come younger as a lot do, they come younger. So she thought that the calendar, she was supposed to do all those things. So she was getting exhausted until she was told, like, no, you just pick and choose what you want, because to try to do it all I would be falling over.
Yeah.
I'd be crashing in bed at the end of the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just thought that was really interesting, because I thought, if you tried to do, I don't know that you could do it all.
Yes.
I don't know
that would be exhausting.
Possible, because there's a lot of things that overlap. So anyways, and speaking of the Live Well Center, we have a couple who they're depositors. They're planning to move to the village, and they were out in their part where they were researching and deciding where to go. They actually traveled quite a few places in the country before determining to move to West Lafayette. They have a son who's here, but they really no ties here. And so they've been out west, they've been down south, they've been up north, they've been here. And they were actually just yesterday told me, Candace, nothing that we have found in all the places we've gone to that are all like similar type communities, nobody has a Live Well Center like this. Nobody has the robust just activities that we have.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, that's a big compliment.
Yes, it is amazing. And it's amazing. I think we all probably have heard it in our time, but the research about how staying active, whether it is, mentally, physically, helps so much with our overall health and aging. It brings back memories of, we used to try to get my grandmother to play word games on her tablet, and she would be like, I know you think that I'm having fun, but I know you're trying to make me exercise. And she would get very mad. So,
that's funny. I just think, I can relate to this personally is, have there been times in your life when maybe you've been a little down or you've been sick, right? When you've had an illness or something and you are stuck, so to speak. And when you don't get up and move, and just have kind of engagement into activity, whether it's reading or a puzzle, like you said, it could be simple things.
yes.
You really do start to wither.
Yeah.
No matter what age you are.
Yes.
You actually feel sicker. You actually feel more tired. I just think that just, for me, proves the point.
Yeah. One of our other dimensions would be social. And I think we all know that making friendships as an adult, it gets harder. And so we want to create an environment that you can make lasting friendships and have relationships with your community members by providing events where you are going out and meeting new people and people with like minds. Maybe it's an art class, and so you're meeting people that you both enjoy watercolors, or it's bridge group, and so you have your bridge friends. And that's a great opportunity, because when you live out on your own, you may not know where to find those small little communities.
That is something here that so many residents, after they move in, have told me, especially the ones moving from, they're not from here. So they don't have a network already here.
Yes.
I can think of several couples and singles who recently, just in my tenure here, have moved in, and they've expressed to me how joyful it's been, how welcomed they've been, how much they've enjoyed just making friends and establishing roots. And I think that speaks to the community, the culture here.
Yes.
You know, not only do we support it with what we do, but it's the residents themselves. It's Westminster is such a collaborative effort.
It is.
So we say all these dimensions, and it's not just, well, you are spearheading this and all of the staff. It's not just us. It's a collaborative effort with the residents coming together to create this community that is great for wellness.
Yes.
And living longer.
Very much so.
So have we covered them all?
The only one we have left is spiritual.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
We're very lucky here to have a full-time chaplain, and
Yeah.
she provides great sources, whether it's traditional or non-traditional. And she has programs such as Soul Refresh or Chaplain Chat. We have weekly services provided, Catholic or non-denominational. And she does a great job if a resident goes out to the hospital or a loss of a spouse, doing follow-up with them as well, or just being available for, your mental well-being as well. Her availability is great, and her connection with our residents is much appreciated. I don't feel that everybody or most communities have someone there full-time.
They don't. That is an unusual thing. I can speak to that. I mean, doing my job, it's my job to know what happens in other communities. You know what I mean? I mean, it's my job to compare, and that's why I always keep a comparison. And that is unusual to have a full-time chaplain on staff as a salaried person. So it's really quite a blessing.
Yes.
That we have that. And she was actually on chat.
Oh, okay.
I think it was in January. Yes, it was in January, because it was one of our first chats of the year. And it was just kind of her giving us her guidance and some advice on, how to, it's a new year. And for some people that can be exciting, and for some people that can be daunting, or, there's so many emotions that sometimes come for people with a new year, but yeah.
And we also can look at our non-traditional ways of we offer yoga, and for some people that relaxation, that meditation can bring some spiritual relief.
Yeah.
Art classes can sometimes speak to people spiritually. So we have many ways that we can help meet those needs.
I think that's something we can't forget, that there's so many other ways, whether it's maybe walking. Maybe it's walking all the trails that run through the village and that are connected to the city trails. But there's so many ways of communing, whether it's with nature or an activity, or just to center yourself.
Yes.
And I like that we find ways to promote that here. Is there anything else to add? This is a lot. This is a lot. I was so surprised when we met that day to learn. I was really excited to learn how we actually chart it.
Yes.
This is something we take very seriously. It's not something that we just like, oh yeah, there's these dimensions and we should do this and that. No, we really actually chart this stuff to see, are we meeting the criteria? Are we meeting the needs? This is a proven concept. The 8 dimensions of wellness is a proven concept. And so that we follow it so robustly is exciting to me.
I think the most important thing is it's an ever-changing concept too of just because we already meet these 8 concepts, it's not, this is how it is. So if someone feels that we could benefit from something new, we're not afraid to do the research to see if it would be appropriate for our community. So reach out to us and we will see if it's a feasible option. Especially with activities, we often have residents that want, you know, I had a group that said, we'd really like to learn more about Parkinson's. Could you get one of your well-informed speakers about it? So that's what we do, and we try to meet the needs. It's not just what I want to do. What I want to do.
It's a collaborative effort.
Yes.
I think that is something that I'm really excited to be a part of at the village, is that it's collaborative. It is not, okay, administration says we're doing this and it's coming from some hierarchy in a corporate structure,
right
300 miles away. This is a community that's built together.
Yes.
So yeah, that's something that I personally just, it gets me right here that I get to come to work every day and be a part of it.
Yes, very much so. That is one of my favorite things about the village. And I always give, when people taught like, oh, you worked there 10 years. I'm like, I didn't need to work here part-time after a certain amount of time. I just loved it so much that I didn't want to leave. So that says a lot about the place.
And it led to this.
Yes.
So you kind of left your other path to come here and give us all your experience. So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Anything else that you think we should know?
I think we covered a lot today.
Well, that's a lot.
Yes.
So when we have our event at the end of March, it's going to be where we're going to go over this again and kind of present it. But there will be kind of hands-on little workshops, like short little things that you can do throughout the village. And so I think it'll be really fun.
I guess the one thing I probably should have backed up is we have always implemented our dimensions. We have maybe not always done the best job at communicating what they are. And so one thing that we're really working on now is making everyone aware of that, starting with this event. It's kind of our kickoff event of that.
Yeah.
So the LCS has certain symbols and, you know, so we're really going to start making people more aware of the different dimensions and how we are using them. It's not anything new. We've been doing it. It's just more awareness than other.
So that you can, you know, if you're making decisions for yourself, you're like, no, I really need to work on this piece or this piece. And okay, I can easily know where to go.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, gosh. And you were worried we wouldn't have enough to say. Well, you know what? Okay, so we have a question in here. How do you accommodate different diets? Diets are also important. Well, that is a really good question. And that is something that the culinary director, they offer various items on the menu. There's like, if you were to look at them, it's similar to if you go to any restaurant, there's symbols. And every day there's a variation that would accommodate whatever that may be.
I'm sorry. I know that you have our culinary director scheduled to be on, but she also meets one-on-one with residents and will go through the menus and kind of highlight or star the items that would meet what your dietary needs are. We have also, one of the health services we provide is dietitian consulting. So you can sign up to meet with a dietitian once a month.
Just to kind of review what your needs are. Set goals. Yeah. Well, thank you for that question. All right, if any other questions, bring them in now. Let's go ahead and get over to Stephanie. And she's got some things to share with us and we'll get it wrapped up for the day. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning, everyone. Stay tuned for that 8 Dimensions of Wellness event that we're having. It'll be on March 30th. And we just want our people that are going to join us in the future to see how this can be applied to your life at home as well, for your life and wellness. So stay tuned for details. Other exciting news, the pub is open to visitors on weekends. And we've heard that we will start being open on lunch as well. There is a new menu and it is incredible. So make sure to check out our website under dining and you can see that new menu. If you would like to come in and meet one-on-one with one of us, we welcome that. Just give us a call and we will gladly schedule that. And if you like Westminster Village in any way, go to Google or Facebook and leave us a review, and we appreciate it. That's all I have.
All right. Thank you, Stephanie. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Be sure to, if you've already registered for this one, you've registered for the whole series for the month. So you're already in. Share it with your friends. I'll be sure to get the recording out later today with some other information. And we look forward to seeing you next week, where we will continue exploring the dimensions here at the village. So yeah, we have quite a lineup this month and I'm pretty excited about it. So thank you, everyone. Have a great Tuesday. Enjoy this weather. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, I get so
Can't wait to
excited.
get outside.
I know. I will have some flowers here by next week. Hopefully we'll have something.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day. Bye-bye.